Hello everybody. So today in this video I am going to be using the Exo Barracks and the Hornet Depot against Advanced Mode on their own. Now this is a challenge that I decided to make for fun to see if the only two spawner towers in Planetary tower defense, which I forgot to mention in the beginning, is enough to demolish Advanced Mode on their own. Now without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing I placed it down was the barracks, since it was the only thing I could afford for now. And the grunts just did their thing, just walking around, defending the field. And while that was happening, I decided to do some farming while at it. And it was because I was very much going to need it for the other upgrades. And also, the engineers. The engineers were going to be a problem during the early game because not only are they strong, but they're also very strong enough in order to tank the grunts' strength in numbers damage, which was kind of gonna be a problem for me. But then I got used to it since I now had a crowd of grunts all together. And now that the grunts were defending effortlessly, and I had a level 2 barracks, I decided to start farming a lot more so that I can get even more level 2 barracks. $1,000 from the extractors holy, and finishing up getting all the level 1 exo barracks, and I finally had some early stealth detection, which was pretty good, not gonna lie. It kind of helped it with the stun enemies, which in this game they are pretty annoying. And while at it, I just kept farming until I eventually could get a level 2 exo barracks. And now I was farming to work on getting some level 2 exo barracks, which if you don't know what that does, it now spawns in 4 riflemen, which is efficiently good for the hidden detections and for tanking some units, which we're going to need later. You'll understand. And this one wave was some self-securities. They did cause to hold us up a little, but we kind of dealt with them no problem. They really weren't that much of a problem. And now came the first problem, the rioters. Now, why are these guys a problem exactly? Well, if you don't know, these guys have 90% bullet resistance, which is what the riflemen shoot, which was going to cause a lot of manufacturers. But since the riflemen has some decent health output, they were able to actually tank some of the rioters. But on the next wave is where the real problem began. Now this wave, and the next wave sent in a lot of rioters, which led me to place down the Hornet Depot. And I'm not gonna lie, is a pretty good spawner tower, as long as you have good economy, of course. And when I realized the rioters were starting to get expanded and the bigger enemies started to come in, I knew I had to get it the level 4 barracks, which spawned in the ultimate weapon, the mechs. And these guys were able to make killing the riders a breeze, including the scanners that entered the field on this wave, and also the drillers. Didn't see that. And while at it, I decided to place some Hornet D ports, more Hornet D ports to be exact, and I upgraded the Exo Barracks even more so that I could also reach it to level 4 so that I could get even more mechs, which means even more DPS. Now, I also want to do a little chat right now. So, let me get this straight. You're telling me that a bot that is way smaller than the mech is more stronger than the mech itself? Like how does the logic in this game work, like, actually? And then came Blitz, which he almost passed up with defense, but I think it wasn't even that close, since he didn't even... It was kind of close, but it wasn't that close to the base. And the rest of this footage for now is just me upgrading the Exo Barracks, and also me realizing that the Hornet D port has a limit of 3, and also upgrading the Hornet D ports as well. Now, upgrading one of my Exo Barracks, I finally got it the MK2B and the MK2A, which these two specialize in single target and crowd control, which is really good actually. And now on the verge of Wave 25 is where we meet the Elite Raiders, but they weren't much of the problem since the MK2B absolutely wrapped them up. And now it was time to deal with the first two bosses, being the twins, which are the Devastator and the Firester, whatever that guy was named. And since this was the first bosses that we met, I also upgraded the Hornet D ports to planning to upgrade the Hornet D ports to level 3 so that I can get the Barrager Hornet, which is pretty good in splash damage and single target, by the way. But speaking back to the twins, they weren't that much challenging and they didn't get too close to the base. And so on that, the rest of the waves were just normal. And now I was preparing for wave 28, which was where the final boss would appear in just a few waves. So because of that information, I decided to get a maxed out barracks before the round started. And now for the final battle against the final boss, Colosso. Now this was going to be a challenge for some of my units, but since I was getting maxed out barracks, that was going to help out a lot, since the maxed out barracks both do a lot of single target and splash out damage. While in the battle, the Colosso did apparently try to kill my Exo Barracks, and he actually successfully, and while battling him, he successfully killed one of my Exo Barracks, but that wasn't a problem since I could fully upgrade them. So I beated him, and then we fully won. And it looks like Exo Barracks and Hornet D port were really strong enough to beat Advanced Mode. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so that when I post another video, you will know. And this was a pretty interesting and fun challenge. I really didn't expect Exoberries and Hornet Depot to wipe out the bosses. But without further ado, see y'all later.